Hey guys, today I want to talk to you about the character growth of the other titular character in the show. I don't mean Doc and Monarch, I mean Hank and Dean, and specifically Dean's character development throughout the show. So when we're initially introduced to Dean, he's a bookish nerd, very much following in his father's footsteps. Dean is a character combination of Frank Hardy, Peter Parker, and as we see him in his Spider-Man pajamas on numerous times.
Secutor? We trying to spell executive?
Secutor is a kind of gladiator?
And a little bit of Bud Holly. But we all love him. Well, we did. But we watch him develop. He's the more learned adventure brother. He picks up on information brothers learn from these beds they sleep in. He's the one who picks up on stuff their father says. And he's got a real passion for animals.
Loxodonta africana. You can tell which ones are the males because they're the only ones with tusks.
I got no problem telling which one's the male, bro. Check out the 5th leg on that beast.
Throughout season 1, we see Dean playing into this sort of classic adventuring boy trope. Every time there's a mystery, Dean wants to solve it. He uses logic and deduction, whereas Hank would happily punch everyone until they fall over.
Look on that mountain! A haunted mansion!
So what?
A haunted mansion! Ghosts and evil scientists and stuff?
What am I?
But as the seasons continue, we start to see this childhood trauma weighing a little bit on Dean. In season 2, it ends with him having a full-on hallucinogenic breakdown.
From the Spider Queen!
Hey, that's the scrawny venture kid, and he's crazier than usual.
To the castle in the clouds! Fly!
And in season 3, we really start to see Dean's crush on Triana develop, as he starts to come out of his shell somewhat. He still has no sexual prowess, but what can you expect? I mean, he's some age at this point, between like 14 and 19. But halfway through season 3, we see Dean's, well, he's one of my favourite Dean moments, where he just beats the ever-living shit out of Dermot. Because even though Dean is a Venture, the Ventures can throw hands when they need to. Jonas was notorious for it, Rusty a little bit less so, but he's put up his dukes a few times. But in season 4, we start to see Dean moving away from super science. No longer as invested in his father's work, the costumed villains start to wear on his nerves. And we find out through the Brown Widow that Dean does no longer want to follow in his father's footsteps.
Yeah, I'm not really sure I want to be a super scientist either. But my dad really wants me to follow in his footsteps.
Yeah, I can see why you really would want to do that. But
he wants to become a boy reporter. And that might have something to do with a failed clone of Dean trying to kill him in the middle of the night, but who knows. And as season 4 continues, Triana moves out of Dean's life. He seems okay with it at first, but when he finds out that Triana is dating another boy, it doesn't look good. And in season 5, we see Dean become emo. Dyes his hair black, wears black clothes.
What is this, your pyromania phase?
And he starts to enter a bit of a depressive episode. But we do get some fun Dean bits in this. We get a lot more sarcasm and cynicism to everything that Dean does and learns. I mean, he also learns that he's a clone, so that might have some effect on... He also learns that he's a clone, so that might have some effect on why he's been so depressed.
And I thought I told you to go fuck yourself!
But because the boys are a pair, yin and yang, eventually Hank's optimistic worldview and the realization that Dean doesn't actually have it that bad seems to snap him out of it. And as we enter season 6, Dean enrolls in university. He is learning proper science.
Don't fight it, boy. Your body is simply trying to pass its residual nanobots through your urethra. Perfectly natural. Oh, and son, that's not all you passed.
Really? I got in?
he's making friends, he's making enemies, and he looks like he is progressing to replace Doc as a future venture super scientist. But in season 7, as Dean starts to get quite close with Hank's new girlfriend, Serena, and tragically, in the season 7, episode 9, Dean loses his virginity to Hank's girlfriend.
Hank! It's not what you think.
What is...
No, it is what you think.
Wait.
The biggest betrayal the show has ever... the biggest betrayal we've ever seen on the show so far. Truly a heart-wrenching moment. And while Dean does his best to redeem his actions in the finale, we've sort of lost a lot of respect for Dean as the seasons have gone on. He is really starting to become a Rusty Venture, as Rusty ends up becoming Jonas Venture. Maybe the boys working together in this movie will be able to work out how to break the vicious cycle of failure that is being a Venture brother. But if not, it looks like Dean may be doomed to repeat the mistakes of his father and his father before him. But I do hope the boys make up and they aren't arching each other. I hope they can finally become happy. Alright, this was another whatchamacallit, character arc dive. Tell me what you thought in the comments below, and like and subscribe. Peace.